Economies here, Nehojo, Onyansafuaba, Onyansafua, Namusa. Oh, Mukaso Yamia Shrine, oh, Yamia Shrine. And now we catch him say, Ghana, Aya, Benya, Onyansafua, Namusa. Mumpewe, Namupasutro. Obikaso Yamia Shrine, na matete nsem bi na ye mesere obi se o sikapa sikanko a eye den na pa grant ebuabu asika no na ye di tumi ne ko hye dan kwansa efi se empani mu no eni nyansa mu no enye sikanko a obi se na no oya pa okasa basa madafoka mate sasem no and this is oh try motherfucker. Now why a plate to be say where the elections no. Yeah, call campaign. Yeah, bebo plate no motherfucker. Hey, motherfucker. United Nations. Now the book of four become motherfucker. Every more na. Papa bi aka mi sisi ya. Na ne mo ko to chacha. Na ye di papa Ekosi United Nations. Someone United Nations. Oh, everybody mre mu we ase ya. Na ade no samba biemu a wo beti mada. Ghana for beti mada. Ghana for beti ewurade Yakopɔ mampani na wo ka mada. And what is it ba mu ya wa ka mada. Oh, ewurade. Besremo ya nto chacha. Na minimum obehu ya mobo.
I just ignore them. Attaching and committing my respond. No. Why I'm not going to respond to attaching and say Even President Akufo-Addo kura odidi natem. Echireme or Heathrow Airport say he is not fit to be president. Heathrow Airport. And that time Akufo-Addo won. Intina mwa say when ya kukudro na FAD Akufo-Addo ye the minister okoje. Yeah. But this time first me kwaya anke me faso aka no. Onwa wo hye dem a. And the filthy words on no say me kwa World Bank. The filthy words he used to describe Akufo-Addo Chirame was London Heathrow Airport. And he said, Onukro or any free Kurobako. Otumi the dinner term a year where I made you I'm nobody. And I'm not going to respond. But Onkai so or conscience, Onkai as someone or catching them Heathrow Airport. Madam, it's so nasty about Akufo-Addo. I've never said me buy and I'm back catching Akufo-Addo. He would never have made him a minister. But I didn't say anything. And I'm not responding to anybody. Whether I'm just staying focused. What do I say? I'm staying focused. Where the distraction? One person here, now BB, now only message. In the Canada, Japan, on your presidential material, when you say, Sabre, I mean, Kasei, no respond. What was my exposure? Almost inefficiencies. Because they were waiting for Canada, Japan. Omo meet them going and say, Ebedi Dimatem, Amambu, Funam respond, no more use no. And then they don't have a message. They are not telling Ghanaians what they can do, or the delegates what they can do. And you know, my sister, I have a vision, I have a dream for Ghana.
One of the things that people do not know that Ken is indeed and in fact a colleague of mine at this other college.
Oh, you were in Adisada too?
Oh, yes. And Ken was very good in economics. And I was very strong in literature. So, like two village boys who've come to a very strong school, we used to compare notes, and whilst I'll help him with literature, he also helped me with economics. So, we have a long-standing bond. One of the things that people do not know that Ken is indeed and in fact a colleague of mine at this other college.
Oh, you were in Adisada too?
Oh, yes. And Ken was very good in economics. And I was very strong in literature. So, like two village boys who've come to a very strong school, we used to compare notes, and whilst I'll help him with literature, he also helped me with economics. So, we have a long-standing bond. One of the things that people do not know that Ken is indeed and in fact a colleague of mine at this other college.
Oh, you were in Adisada too?
Oh, yes. And Ken was very good in economics. And I was very strong in literature. So, like two village boys who've come to a very strong school, we used to compare notes, and whilst I'll help him with literature, he also helped me with economics. So, we have a long-standing bond. One of the things that people do not know that Ken is indeed and in fact a colleague of mine at this other college.
Speaker, a while ago, a colleague of mine debated on sanitary pads, but what he failed to appreciate is that there is evidence even from the World Bank, increased absenteeism of girls without access to sanitary pads are more likely to miss school, leading to learning gaps and reduced classroom participation. You can refer to SOMA 2015. Lower academic performance of those girls, World Bank 2021, and then reduced confidence. Mr. Speaker, on this floor, I heard many of them argue that why is the president allocating 290 million for sanitary pads and 100 million for jobs? If those young girls don't get educated, they would not even be qualified for those jobs you are talking about. So, Mr. Speaker, this intervention is to assure them of consistency, to remain in the classroom. A while ago, Mr. Speaker, a colleague of mine arguing on sanitary pads chose to do chop bar arithmetics. He just took the number of 6.6 million first bites of sanitary pads supplied and came to the conclusion that government was procuring sanitary pads as 45 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, that is palpable falsehood. The total number of sanitary pads being procured by government is 12,208 at 292 million. Not for him to just take 6.6 million and divide it by 292 million and come to the conclusion that one of it is costing 45. Mr. Speaker, let me be concluding that part of this budget, funding for all constitutional bodies have been maintained and in some instances increased so that they can do their work. Mr. Speaker, let me also use this opportunity in debating the budget, since I speak as the present Minister for Education, that there is some ongoing debate on restrictions on Muslim students in Wesley Girls, which conflicts with international human rights standard and even standard expected of us in Ghana's constitution under Article 33(5) and 26(1) of the constitution. And then to assure our colleagues that we have a duty to uphold the rights of every Ghanaian child and to uphold the rights of every Ghanaian citizen. No right is divisible, and that we will not countenance any action by any person to deny any Ghanaian girl the opportunity to profess or practice any religion.
We said we have the men and we are more knowledgeable than the NDC. Today they beat us to it, didn't they? That's not the only thing they did. They have been able to keep the dollar at 12. Why is anybody not blaming the governor, the finance minister, and the vice president who chaired the economic management team? Is it because I'm a female? I'm a woman. So in this country, where we have too many male chauvinists, it's easy to put your hand in a woman's eye and blame her for something. No, the dollar has been kept. Whether they are putting money in, whatever it is they are doing, President Akufo-Addo made it clear that he only brought Dr. Bawumia to come and help him to fix the economy. He said, if I say it in Twi, yesikana ye jata enunti na makofa Dr. Bawumia se ombe yesikane mayen unuanum. If after 8 years yentimi anye sikana, where are the men who are blaming me? Where are those who are pointing fingers? What about the fact, say 17 to the dollar? All those men, do they not exist? It is sad that I have to come out and talk about a party like this. But the way they are pointing their hands into my eye, I have infections in my eye. And it's time for me to bring out that log. I did not do anything wrong. I am an agent. I'm a tool. The job is by the administrator is to receive funds from finance. And when you receive the funds, you disburse it as approved by Parliament. If you receive funds that is not approved, you cannot be allowed to disburse it. I worked hard. My job was given to me by President Akufo-Addo. By the time President Akufo-Addo was leaving office, he honored a few people that he believed had worked very hard for him. We got various categories, the Order of the Volta and all that. And I'm proud to say that President Akufo-Addo honored me. And up till today, whenever he sees me, he thanks me for a good work done. I want to thank...
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to speak in support of the motion. Mr. Speaker, honestly speaking, Ghana man will tell you the case is settled. Mr. Speaker, Ghanaians have come to know between we and the MPP who are the best managers of the economy. Mr. Speaker, an independent judgment is here with us. Mr. Speaker, I've been here for 17 years. I packed all the 17 budgets that have been presented here. Mr. Speaker, the 2026 budget is the best among all. Mr. Speaker, what me and you, including 98 members of my brothers on the other side, were searching for has been found within not 87. They themselves passed a vote of no confidence on their own budget and their finance minister in the last previous administration. Mr. Speaker, not knowing there was somebody among us who could do it. Mr. Speaker, I've been here for 17 years. Ministers of finance who have occupied that office after their tenure, they remain in this country. Where is our former finance minister? Where is he? Where is he? Where is our former finance minister? Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, at least, Mr. Speaker, I was here. Where is our former finance minister? Mr. Speaker, I'm saying this because not as a trivial matter. He occupied the high office of the Minister of Finance. He presented budget to us. Mr. Speaker, when I came here, the first finance minister was Kobna Dufo. After his tenure, he remained here. After that, Setekwe, after his tenure, he remained here. He was even giving an IMF assignment. He still went and came back. Mr. Speaker, I saw Honorable Bauredu after his tenure, he remained here. Mr. Speaker, I saw Honorable Osafumafu after his tenure, he remained here. Mr. Speaker, where is your former finance minister? Mr. Speaker, that is just one. That is just one. Mr. Speaker, put that one as.
It is his argument that I have made a promise in this house that I was bringing Mr. Kenoforiata in February, and that he's asking me that I have said that. Mr. Speaker, I haven't said that. Mr. Speaker, with respect, Mr. Speaker, with respect, the Honorable former finance minister was out of jurisdiction, and an inquiry was made, and right at the dispatch box, I produced a letter from his lawyer to the effect that he was seeking medical treatment out.
Speaker, when you put all that together, even granted that even your mathematics is so bad, if you put all the four together, it comes up to 4 years. 4 years. It's captured in the budget. It comes up to 12.9 billion Ghana cedis. Now, who divided yourself? Maybe 11. So divide it quickly. I want to convert to dollars. Yes. You people, why are you running away for your budget? Nothing is here. It's here. It comes out to what? The dollars? It can come out to 1.29 billion. Okay. Yes. Yes. Is it 11 or 10? 10. Now, Speaker. Speaker, do a simple arithmetic in your bid to convert it into dollars. A simple arithmetic. Divide that figure by 10. Some 1.29 million, right?
You are dividing it by what? You are dividing it by what?
$1.29 billion.
You are dividing it by what?
Now you see.
Hello, Honorable Minority Chief, you are dividing it by what?
Fufulsu Primary School is a very good primary school. I know very, very senior civil servants and academics who are products of Fufulsu Primary School. And I know that you had a good maths teacher in that school. I know you had a good maths teacher in that school. Mr. Speaker, because I know that you had a good maths teacher in that school, that's why I'm surprised that when you convert 2 billion Ghana cedis, when you convert 2 billion Ghana cedis into dollars, you get 1.2 billion. When you convert 2 billion Ghana cedis, you get 1.2 billion dollars. I was surprised because I know the school is very good. And I know you had a good maths teacher. So it is obvious that it is not the school. It is not the school. The school is good. The maths teacher was good. The teachers are good. But how you get $1.2 billion from 2 billion Ghana cedis still baffles me. Full primary.
Say ya sabako ya noa ayagalamse say ya babako school ayagalamse from Aswan Mutu ayakwanta abaye dwuma bia ne anuma ayeye efri babam na galamse ne ya nananuma ya na omkom krachi na abeso ya so sa mutu say aso a ye ne eto aba no ya pasa galamse dwuma kosuntina ya to aba no enti sa abai wotu unkofo ogum sa omamra no mama me stop galansa omamu ba sika eno amu ba je omu wia omasa so adwuma ba na o manso a adwuma bia ne a ya ne abiriye ene akasa esasa police ni ba eba ba ya sapa no akwa na ya ne adakom akwa busumi mienu nie hwa ebi ma nko school ebi ma enko school ya tete anu musema obi afri Accra Kasua asisa police car se dia ba ebi sisa asomade oba na so machine wantimi antu a watutu nyama na de kwa wasisa watiti lobed e dia ba sa abai e na asomo na wachake machine ono ade ni po wokoda kobusa na so a oso betu tuo
national security near police phobi omo ba ya omo se afidie a esisi kromi ana omo befa ene so o befa sesei aban na blagala say obi anfa ne no mama fie be 3 weeks ni edi video be sisi fie edi say wo so befa pa de video no fie de e mam kwan edi bobo obalia say video de ye mam mfa ba akokra anko edi e nyina ye pinche sa ana ye de video no e am fa anko edi o ha na ya police for no e say o machi a o mede ko ye say na sa abre eni o ne shoot de e kokọ so na ye say de sifie kwa de eni baba akuply na say ye de no hospital to ni asisi a enyina anti ahwe ade anti say fidie ni de ye no kro mpa esi ya bro 3 weeks wo da ma mo hwe hu na ehwo kra wo enye ne ena ye adwuma aban ni de tie ni pa ye hwe de ono a de ba koduro de obaka koduro no ana ye nyina ye be hu se ye be ya adwuma ye nya adwuma ye ni problem de say sifie de ye sifie de efie de enya de ba mo befa enti yeso ya no asem no
ye me ka kire o manpanyin na ne se esre no ewura dwomama onfa na nintu fom ye hu se sa de ni nyina na kotia na kufu ado e ma na ban no sa bre woni su biem enti ye besre dwomama se onfa na nintu fom na sa bre no nwibua bi wo mu a omumfa ne ma bi enkoyie because sa bre ba bi apake afidie asie no esifie ba 2 months ni 3 months ni yenkwa adwuma edi enti na police fuo betuma ba fie so mo ba fa fidie enti yesre no so mo na nimra fom ohwehwe mu ye na de omo ye no enwa ye yesre no pa yesre no eska de na wunim so mo eska so wunim so mo eska mba mo eska bebre omo eska bebre ba to mo ba ya nyeska mo na ye fidie ni sifie a omo ba be fa enti ana yeso ya mpre ye budget Miss I'm done for say. Masum patasie na we ene ye mo de omo ka esan machi na se to so bie mu a omo ka no omo de bewura fam no wujimi nya na kwan se ongo saa keke o ti ase e janye na ya se uja na kwan e ma wako ba de omo ni se akwanya na se wono charge o ja charge wono se wanya wo se wo fo afidi akọ afidi no so wo akọ no se bi empreduasa ebi ame akwati siga koto siga machine ebi abes 30 billion ana 27 28 billion no koto machine no say ni ba no
ebi kura 1 billion kura wo huru bi da wo ti ase na wo be so ba fa machine akọ o be machine ni tuo eno kura nim nyame anim ni o kasa asam ni kira wo de a wa hwe ya je ese de be sie no enye papa eti se ba sa na sa so no kura nyina mo kana se that's all catch anybody see so wo ti ase na se bia me ma 500 na ma 200 million na sa wo so wo ti ase dia na sa so ba for me machine akọ ana sa bo me machine tuo dia ene me so me nkura nyina no
oh di wo hene yero ho ba bia ateno so de ho ye kama pa ne nsuo ne nsane na wakwa ase wa akwasesa na mfie bi edaye ne no ye nkora mo ya yarefo na wo de sa ateno wa ba akokora na wuko why na kwa akotunya
mo hu godo mu fie mo ko fa excavator o
di gold
ba fie hwe na o de ti nsem mo ka background ti
o bo nse beyi gold na papa
che
papa ya di umi mu eni abanyi sane why ya fie why ye benya baby ada
yes o si ye ngu fie ni mu no benya benya baby ada omungu dan ni ngu o mi shop ase ekumase anye krofo ma asafo pe she ene so mo ye kwan ana se gata o we se MPC wo pa so be ye gata ana so be obegu kwan to ko ta I shall only be okay, Ashtown. I had only be MP no. Obenu no so okojina.
Just okay.
Hi.
Hey Charlie.
Charlie.
There's no even fish in it. No. Fish can survive poisonous water. And that is what you can see behind me. This were the only source of water in your hometown. How will you feel now? How will you feel? There's no way you can say that you want to fetch some and put it in your bucket and wait till you get maybe a clean water out of it. It's poisonous.
Did you burn the excavators? Okay.
Why can't they replace it?
The people who are doing this have declared war on the people of Ghana, period. They are not simply looking for gold. They've decided to completely decimate the Ankobra River. And I don't care what happens to anybody else. I think this is one more reason why we have to put our money where our mouth is. And I hope I can bring the Minister of Finance, my good friend, here to understand that we need to mobilize all the security forces to stay here permanently, because we are at war.
The minister hinted at plans to expand the current 100-meter.
Fufulsu Primary School is a very good primary school.
Did you burn the excavators? Okay.
Why can't they replace it?
The people who are doing this have declared war on the people of Ghana, period. They are not simply looking for gold. They've decided to completely decimate the Ankobra River. And I don't care what happens to anybody else. I think this is one more reason why we have to put our money where our mouth is.
From Pristia to Sangoma, where the Ankobra River stretches, is 190 kilometers. For the past 3.5 months, our main concentration has been on the land and then on the river. But I want to stress that our interest is on water bodies and forest reserve. We've done a lot of operation on the land, and we have shifted now on the river.
What was meant to be an hour canoe ride on the Ankobra River turned into more than 2, a journey that revealed the scars of illegal mining deep on the Ankobra River. The Land and Natural Resource Minister Emmanuel Ama Kofi-Boah joined the Western Region Security Council on Thursday to inspect Galamsey activities at first hand along the Ankobra River.
I was for aha a revolving on the Dunkwa Road, no, Enra, area ena galamsey for no eteswa omoye adwumayo asemo abusafo aha eye revolving on the Dunkwa road no enra area ena galamsey for no eteswa omoye adwumayo asemo abusafo aha eye revolving on the Dunkwa road no enra area
di wohene yero ho ba bi ateno so de ho ye kama pa ne nsuo ne nsane na wakwa ase wakosesa na mfie bi edaye nim no yen kora a mo ya yarefo na wo de sa ateno wa ba kokora na wuko why na kwa akotunya
ayaya say ya sabe ko ya no a ayagalamse say ya babako school a ayagalamse from Ansuan Mutu anya kwanta abaye dwuma bia ne anum ayaya efri tete babam na galamse ne ananum aya na omkom krachi na abeso yaso sa mutu say yaso a ya ne na eto aba no ya pasa galamse dwuma kosuntina ya to aba no it is abai wotu unkofo ogum sa omomra no mama be stop galamse omomo ba sika eno omo ba je
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us on the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Today is the 2nd of December 2025. This is the day the Lord has made. Indeed, we're glad in it. And we say big thanks to the Almighty God for giving us the rare privilege of returning here to join the nation's conversation on the big issues that are making the rounds in our dear country, Ghana. My name is Audu Moro, and go straight ahead and look at what the newspapers are reporting this morning. Daily Graphic says that poor WASSCE SC results. Chief examiner's report should guide solutions. So that's according to experts. 24-hour economy yields results. Vice President highlights gains. And there's BOG prepares to license first non-interest bank. Boku conflict mediation. Parties embrace after final meeting. Asante Ene to present peace plan to President Mahama. The Ghanaian Times. Let's promote sustainable food production. The minister urges corporate Ghana. NHIS tariff to be increased by 120%. Health Minister. Asante Ene concludes Boku mediation set to brief President Mahama. Killing of former MPP chairman. High Court discharges Greg Rafoko along de Asagbe. There's also GPHA. Dr. Entry Boysiaku named 2025 Public Sector PR Leader of the Year. Maritime. Daily Guide. Afoko Asagbe freed of Adams Mahama murder. Mahama forwards EC Chair SP removal petitions to CJ. Bandai MP challenges rerun order at SC. Boku dispute mediation. Gotumfo calls for calm. AIDS kill over 12,600 in 2024. The Insight. Ghana's rapid development research on its new crop of visionary leaders, says Nana Pra Ajinsem, yes, and as he hails PK Amoaben's leadership cohort of graduates. GPHA Kingsley Etribo Isiaku named 2025 Public Sector PR Leader of the Year. Maritime. Account for maximum security prison honors philanthropist for outstanding support. And there's Goldfields Ghana Foundation sweeps awards at 9th edition of Sustainable Social Investment Awards. Traditional leaders flee from suit as Isaac Adibwete is accused of stirring trouble in Wakpo. And also there's Palestine. Ambassador Al-Satari Part urged global support, demand justice on International Solidarity Day. AFBA slams brazen military takeover in Guinea-Bissau. The New Republic. 3.6 million All-Africa Games scandal. GBC cash vanishes. Workers demand DG suspension ahead of probe. And there's talkative Samidako on the SML Ego rampage. Zipline turns into condom courier. Health Minister slams scandalous drone rip-off deal. Ghanaian businesses need 13 certificates before operation. Business registration takes 1 to 6 months. And that said, as Gen Zs go bonkers, gambles on raw sex as HIV alarm bells ring loud. The Daily Post. Zipline drones delivering condoms as emergency services. Health Minister reveals. NPA boss praises Ghana's religious harmony and tolerance. NHIS tariffs to rise 120% as Mahama Cares begins operations. Government confirms petitions against EC Chair, deputies and special prosecutor forwarded to Chief Justice. And then there's the Economy Times. BOG's policy rate cuts has markets waiting for the follow-through, and there's a city succumbs to market pressure after a record 32% appreciation as of November 2025. Ambitious 2026 budget leaves stakeholders full of optimism. All right, so that's it for the front pages of the newspapers we have for today. Stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana. Don't go anywhere, please. Oh, right. So, as I always do, I would be giving you an idea of who will be joining us for the show today. So, as you see, Kojo Safwa Poku is the Executive Director for the Institute for Energy Policies and Research. He's also a member of the NPP's communications team. And also there's Kletu Seidu Dapla, who is a member of Parliament for the People of Jerapa, and also a member of the Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration Committee. In fact, he is the Vice Chair. So stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana. Don't go anywhere. And also, you can look out for some of these key issues. Santini's Baku Peace Breakthrough. There's Gas First Energy Strategy. And there's 2025 WAS Results Park Debate, Afro Brazil-Ghana Festival 2025, and there's High Court Orders Kwandai Election Rerun. All right, so stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana. Don't go anywhere. There's an ability to translate. You're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My guest is already seated here, but let me also say that this show is live on 94.1 FM. It's on your radio dial for those of you who want to also monitor the conversation here. Of course, you love Good Morning Ghana. You like the content. You like the nature of the conversation that takes place here. And so as a caring and a responsible media organization, we've decided to give you an alternative just in case you can't watch us on TV. So you know it all. We are on radio, 94.1 FM. Of course, we're also out there on all our digital platforms. And as you can see, we always scroll our digital platforms on the screen. So that, so for instance, on Facebook is Metro TV GH. In fact, Metro TV GH is all that you need. Whether on Facebook, whether it's on IG, whether it's on YouTube, that's it, Metro TV GH, and we're good to go. So, Gujosa Fopoku is here. He's someone who plays in the civil society space and also a member of the NPP's communications team. His area of expertise really is in energy, but he's a parent, he's widely read. He will definitely have an opinion to share on most of the issues that we intend to raise on the show today. Now, I would start, first of all, good morning.
Morning, Moro. How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I mean, it's always good to be on the Moro Show.
Yeah, what's a lot of people don't know is that we go way back.
Yes, I know.
Back in the day, you know, was it last week or so? I saw a video of us where we were having a conversation when I must have been on Class FM or so.
Okay. Wow.
And there was a name, Joe Jackson.
You're right.
And the two of you were debating an issue. I forgot exactly what the issue was. I thought it was.
I was funny enough. I was with Joe coming from Kumasi the other day.
Oh, really?
We haven't seen each other for a while, so we actually catch up.
Okay.
You know, me and Joe also go way, way back.
What?
Yes, you know, Joe and Herman. When I came to Ghana, yes. Soft Tribe. That was soft. It wasn't Soft Tribe. When I came to
the time
Ghana,
was soft.
I came to Ghana in '98.
Okay.
They actually gave me an opportunity to basically work. Well, not work with them, but partner them. You know, then we had the Y2K thing, the millennium bug.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was not the energy expert. I was the IT expert because you know I have a background in IT as well.
You have a background in IT?
Yeah, very, very big background.
You don't tout that side of you much.
No, because a lot of people don't know me. A lot of people just know Kojopoku recent. I have
even when you were aspiring to lead the NPP, that side of you didn't really
because
prominence.
The funny thing is that people like Joe and other people, Kuku and all the people they know me as, yes, I have a very in-depth knowledge in IT.
Really?
And yes. And basically what happened was then, you know, Commander Griffith, then he was Deputy Communication Minister.
Yes.
In 99, 2000,
yes,
right?
Yes.
He set up this, there was a Y2K secretariat that was set up at the Ministry of Communication. And I was a consultant to the Y2K communication. Because I was part of the government Y2K team to educate. Even there is, my first appearance on TV was at GBC. There was one Mr. Uncle Wallace at GBC.
Okay.
I think he passed or something. I'm not too sure where he is, but he actually gave me my first appearance on GBC to educate Ghanaians on the eminent Y2K thing. And I had come into Ghana and I had a program. You know, that time they said that the BIOS, which was the program on the board of the computers, could only read 2 digits because they were programmed not to 4 digits. They were programmed to 2 digits. So on the turn of the century, instead of from 99, when we go to 2000, those 2 digits will go to 00. And the way the motherboards were programmed to tell time was to differentiate the current date from the previous date. So when you now get to, because there was an original date, right? So let's say we are in 99. When you have your date, you do your calculation, the date will come as 99. Now what happens when we turn the millennium was that 2 digit will go 00. So there was a need to reprogram all the motherboards, the chip on the motherboard, from a 2 digit to 4 digits. And I had a program then that could do that, right? And I partnered with Soft and they had a lot of companies that they have installed their softwares on their platforms. So they got me to go into companies, quite a number of companies that I went in and installed that software to change. At that time, most of the computers were 286 computers and 386 computers. And we changed the motherboard BIOS from the 2-digit to a 4 using the program that I had back then in 1999, 2000. So that's how Joe and Herman are one of my buddy, because when I went to Soft and they were like, look, guy, come in, let's work together. And it was beautiful. And that's even how I met the owner of City, Nick Amatefio.
Oh, Nick Amatefio.
Yes, that time he had a computer in his house. He always used to do this online AOL with his kids in America. When he found out that I could do that, he said, could you come to my house?
That's America Online.
America Online, yes. Come to my house and help me fix my phone, because if this thing happens, I can't FaceTime with my kids, because he used to talk with his kids on the modem. That time there was a modem, not with Wi-Fi. And I went to his house in the airport, and we had a very good, and that's how Uncle Nick became my friend, going to his house to upgrade his computer.
To date?
To date, yes.
You keep in touch?
Oh, yeah. I see him every day. Uncle Nick, he hides me, he high-fives me and everything. So there's a lot to me that a lot of people don't know.
Reminds me of high five.
He high-fives me. Before Facebook and Snapchat,
there was a certain high five.
There was high five, yes.
So back in the day,
we've come a long way, yeah. So yes, that's the side of me a lot. So Joe and I, we catch up on a lot of things.
I see. Joe himself, because he comments quite
on the financials now. A lot of people don't know that side.
About his side.
The IT, yes.
The IT side. And I think it's the same thing that's happened to you too.
Yes, exactly. Because Joe now, if you tell people that Joe is a wizard in software programming, nobody will believe you. Yes, Herman.
And that explains why, when he's doing his presentations, and you see how he organizes himself for his presentation.
But that also translated into the kind of software they did then. Aketua and all those. Aketua was a payroll software, right? And you have to have an accounting thinking to do a payroll software. And they have the inventory softwares and all that. So I think some of the knowledge that he had, and good morning to Joe Jackson if he's watching, is what went into some of the good softwares that the soft did at the time. And I think still today people still uses those softwares because they were just basic workable softwares.
Wow. And those, I mean, you can't talk about the digital revolution of this country or the whole ICT revolution in this country without a software.
No, there are three peoples you can't talk about them without. You can't talk about the Ghana Online man. What's his name again? Ghana.com.
But yes.
Him?
Yes, him.
You have to talk about Soft.
Yes.
Just Joe and the team. Herman. Kuku and all the guys that were there, Francois and all the guys that were there. And then you also can talk about Sambus. You remember Sambus?
Yeah.
Mr. Akobo, he died, he passed away. He passed away, he passed away. Sambus passed away, yes. Wow. But you see, I knew Sambus in London before I came to Ghana. Because the company that I worked for that used to assemble computers, I was a PC maintenance for a company. Sambus used to buy computers from that company in London. So I knew him in London before I came to Ghana. So he was one of the main distributors of PCs in Ghana back then. So those few people then were very integral part in the digital transformation of this company. Because before, you can't get a URL online thing without going to Ghana. That man, what's his name? I'm sure his name will come up.
It won't be difficult if I just Google it.
Yeah, I'll just do that for you.
I'll just Google it. So, but have you been in family? So first of all, was IT your first love or energy?
No, energy, none of that. My first love, you see, I come from a family where my grandfather dictates what everybody does. So my grandfather, may his soul rest in peace, the first Francisco John Safa Poku, everybody called him Poku Transport, wanted me to be a chemical engineer.
Hold on. You're related to Poku Transport?
That's my grandfather.
Poku Transport?
Yes. So Afro, Fox FM, Fox is my uncle. You understand?
Is it humility and modesty?
Why?
You don't talk a lot about who you are.
Well, but bro, it's who I am is me and you sitting here
Poku
talking.
Transport is your grandfather?
Yes, but that's not the conversation we are here to have.
Maternally and I'm paternally.
Paternal. My direct. I'm Francisco Joseph Apoko.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
directly
obviously,
named.
obviously, yes.
Directly named after
So that's
him.
your dad's dad.
That's my dad's dad. Yes, and my dad is a Mampontehine. There's no need to talk about my family when I'm talking about myself. What is it that you need to talk about? But anyway, let me have the conversation I'm gonna have.
Oh, no, humility to kill you. humility to kill you.
Bro,
I see. So your grandfather dictated.
Yes, basically that
to
was
his
how the
grandchildren.
family. Yes, he dictates. All those that are lawyers. Although initially he didn't like lawyers because when we had one of the family lawyers who stood against him in court, so he didn't really like lawyers. So not a lot of us are lawyers.
Okay.
2 are lawyers. Okay, my uncle who recently passed, Uncle Asabre, may he so rest in peace, is a lawyer. Lawyer Nyama is a lawyer. So he had 2 lawyers. But his grandchildren, he dictates what you become, right?
Mm-hmm.
So me, from day one, he said, he wants me to be a civil engineer.
Okay.
And his idea was that everybody has to go to Tech, KNUST. But when I finished Opokuwari, my mom took me to London.
Okay.
When I got there, yes, I went through A-levels and was trying to be civil engineering. But I did first year, second year uni. But then that was like 93 when IT was booming.
Okay.
So because I did a foundation course in Middlesex University, and most of the guys that I did some foundation course in Middlesex, the Middlesex school discontinued the civil course, so they moved us to various schools. Some went to St. Mary's, I went to City University. Then after first year of City, I bumped into one of my guys who I did foundation with the first year at Middlesex with. Okay. That guy was driving a nice car, making some serious. Well, like, bro, what's going on? He said, I went into IT, and this is how much I'm being paid, blah, 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 blah. I did. Then there was what you call network, certified Novell, certified network engineer. So Novell, Unix has invented Novell, and Novell was quite new. Networking was the new thing. And I'm like, so why am I going to, when I finish to be a civil engineer, this is how much I will get paid. If I go off and go and do certified network engineering and PC maintenance, this is how much I get paid in 1 year, in 6 months to 1 year, right? Bro, why am I wasting my time going to finish this? Right? Everybody in the family fought me. But I left and went and do IT.
Wow.
So after 2 years of civil, I left and did IT. You understand? And that is how I went into the IT thing. So it wasn't really about the IT or the energy. The energy is just by work. When I came to Ghana and I started working in the industry and I fell in love with the energy space. But really and truly, what I was destined to become was a civil engineer.
Interesting.
That's what I went to uni to study. I went to uni and studied. But left at second year.
Wow. But and the civil engineer idea was something that was being championed.
No, then because I did internship. Yes, I did internship with Taylor Woodrow. Taylor Woodrow, very big. I did internship with Taylor Woodrow. I mean, we did a lot of excursions with companies. And today I still advise people to do civil engineering. But like I said, when you're a kid, and it's a good thing. Today parents like to leave said, kids to determine what they want to do. And when you try to determine for your kids what they should do, people try to say, no, why? No. But you see, at the age at which kids decide what they want to do, they don't know much. Guess what? Between the age of 14 and 17 is when kids are really deciding what they want to be in the future.
So
at that stage, parents should really be active in deciding what their kids should do. I don't buy into that thing where you are leaving kids from the age of 14 to 17 to decide what they want to do. They don't know anything.
You don't think they're old enough to make that
decision? Hell no. You would not let him drink. How would you let him make a decision of his own? You will let him drive a car. There's no life decision that kids from 14, 17 are allowed to do. Which life decisions are kids allowed between 14 and 17?
So your children today are doing what you are asking.
Yes, because you see, you nurture. Kids, you nurture them. They are stay-away fathers, right? Who at the last minute comes in and said, I want you to do this, without knowing the strength of the child. My kids, I have nurtured them. So I know their strength, and where I feel weakness, I do home tuition, I help them, I bring in teachers, and the missus will be fighting me that, I'm crying resty. No, I'm bringing in tutors to the house to make up. So the school can only do so much. But you, the parents, have to basically take an active role to know your kid's weakness and help. Because when I had weakness in maths, my grandfather actually got me teachers from, even though I went to Pokuwari, I had tutors when I was on vacation from Ahmadiyya. Okay, arranged by my grandfather to make sure that I was good in maths. So teachers and parents have to take a role in what you want their kids to do. Okay. Because you can't come in at a later stage and say a kid should do medicine or should be an engineer when that kid is very bad in maths, physics, chemistry, and you've never done anything about it.
Right.
Right. So I have made sure that, my son wanted to do, he wants to do robotics.
Okay.
So I realized that, okay, he needs to now follow a certain path, right? So he's doing English, so he's doing maths, chemistry, and physics, and computers. He's very good at computers and everything, right? But if I hadn't been straight, he'll have been more of a computer person than a science person. Okay. But I made sure that I got him more tutoring to make sure that the maths and physics and chemistry is strong. You understand?
Yeah.
So you need to.
So quite clearly, you have a plan.
Yes, you have to have a parent.
Yeah.
You need to have a plan. Yeah. My daughter wants to become a pediatrician. Okay. She wants to be a pediatrician. She wants to have a hospital. She's 13 now.
And she knows.
She wants to be a pediatrician. Yes, because she loves kids and she thinks that she's going to have a kids hospital and she'll have a painting studio at the back. When the kids are not well, you show them hair painting because she's good at drawing as well. Right. So, but then for her, she knows what she wants to do. But you need to guide. That's what parents don't do. Most parents just stay away parents, then last minute come and say, no, I want you to do this. No, you've missed that boat of when you can decide what kids do. You need to guide what kids do.
But you could have also told your daughter that you didn't think that what she actually wants to do is what she can.
It's every parent's dream when your kids come to you and they want to do something professional. Right?
You would encourage them.
Of course. I wanted him to. I would have wanted.
If you felt she could be better at reading the law, practicing law.
No,
you wouldn't say you.
If she came to me and said hi, if she came to me and said she wanted to do something non-professional, like any of the humanities, then I'll kick against it and say, look, go and do this. Because initially, my son wanted to do some of the humanities courses. Because he loves money, right? He loves seeing money, he likes flashy things and stuff like that. So his own was to business. He wants to do commerce. I said no. So I have to guide him into the sciences, right? And later fall in love with robotics, and that's what I'm helping him to do. So he'll go to Tech next year to do engineering, and after doing engineering, he'll go to the US to do maybe MIT to do his robotics course as postgraduate. But those are plans that I have for them. Right? And I'm guiding it along the way. Some parents just sit aloof and think that, the kids should just do their own thing. I don't believe in that, right? So you need to have a plan. The girl has made her own mind up. She wants to do pediatrics. I'm happy inside. I'm clapping with joy. So, hey, she will guide her all the way. And the result shows that she's capable of doing that anyway.
All right. So we'll take a short break. Even your other colleague is here, but I won't introduce him now. I will introduce him now. I want to introduce him properly, so we'll take a break. Right after the break, I'll introduce my second guest.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
I'm a branch manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Brush, 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 brush your teeth. Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush with Kel-Kit.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel-Kit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel-Kit. Happy smile.
In a world where security is paramount, peace of mind should be a necessity and not a luxury. This is why Virtual Security Africa has created a special discount package up to 40% on all our CCTV systems. We are more affordable now than ever. With as low as 4,000 Ghana cedis, you can get 4 high-definition cameras, 3 terabyte hard drive, cables, and a digital video recorder. Why choose us? Because we offer top-tier quality you can trust, lifetime after-sale support, 2 years warranty, and you can view our systems remotely. Sidinua Peke. Spend less, secure more. Call us on 055 874 0764 and 050 331 4068. Virtual Security Africa. We will beat the advertised price of any security product of comparable quality.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or being late, of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go be the luckiest. Go be from Georgia, be luckiest. From not the block, she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be that luckiest.
That's Kwame! Send your God down for boom! If you're poor, what's that? So would the coming of the son of man be. Hey. Is that his car?
Ha! Even now, your shadow the way designer.
I use my own mouth to reject him. Oh, this is my mouth. Look at that.
Kwame, my son. Now, tell me the truth. How
How did this all happen?
Oh, mommy, simple dilution. Mr. Goodluck no check me well.
Yeah,
man.
Easy cry. Or dial star 712 hash.
The devil is a liar.
He picked his ticket and entered his lucky 5-digit number.
I'm his birthday.
Oh, how romantic.
And he followed the prompt, yes. And then boom, confirmation test.
One quick, pick 5 numbers for me, okay? I'm feeling like 7.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the
You see how they love you now?
Yo, do you have family seminar? Before December, may release a motivational album. Fatapa, my super.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
The biggest cultural explosion of the year is here. The Afro-Brazil Ghana Festival 2025. December 12th and 13th at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park and Mausoleum. It's coming alive with 2 unforgettable days of culture, food, fashion, and music. Enjoy electrifying performances from Fancy Gadam, Adam, Go Get 'Em Episode, Wiyala, Amanziba, Big Twins African Music, and Dance Ensemble. Simon from Burkina Faso. And representing Brazil, Aline Crew. This historic festival is organized by Big Twins African Music and Dance Ensemble in collaboration with the Embassy of the Federated Republic of Brazil in Accra, supported by Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, Ghana Tourism Authority.
This Christmas, Cartus Agri Limited is bringing you freshness, flavor, and festive joy straight to your home and office. Right here in Accra, Kumasi, Cape Coast, and Takrade. Cartus Agri, your number 1 poultry plug. Fresh birds, sweet eggs, delivered with love. Get ready for our juicy Midofopa package. You get 1 broiler, 1 layer, 2 crates of eggs, plus our special chicken spices, all for only 450 Ghana cedis. Midofopa, sweet value for you. Or go big with our Coco Bolobo package. That is 2 broilers, 2 layers, 2 crates of eggs, and chicken spices, just for 800 Ghana cedis. A Coco Bolobo. More chicken, more joy. And for families and corporate bodies ready to feast, try our Odon Soda package. 3 broilers, 3 layers, 3 crates of eggs, plus spices for only 1,200 Ghana cedis. Order now, enjoy more. And the best part is, corporate orders come with free delivery. Terms and conditions apply. Call us now. 0558 376127 or 0241 674268 or 020-331-5557. This Christmas, choose Cartus Agri Limited. Cartus Agri Limited. Freshness you can trust.
Start your Kids Day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking Publishing, Think Advocate Publishing.
Ebusiafo ye mama kwaba eba Children's Palace. Nkwala nyema nyina fie enye. Yonkwala ntade mani mema nyina ntare nyina wase. Yonkwala shoes, yonkwala duane, yonkwala wipes, yonkwala diapers, yonkwala toys, baby cot. In fact, bibia opama omanyina obenye biwa ase.
Located at East Legon Hills, Nana Chrome KFC. Contact us on 059 6377 172. Children's Palace. Happy children, happy fashion. See you soon. Bye bye.
Ama. Semi General Wobin enkoye kwao amama ye bohu se kontomra akija
nansi me hu se me nyo basima kura amama kunu ni me into kwankwa oyiwa enye monko give us GC mixture and the capsules aye numbom enho asem na mo kana ebua emma ene meme nyina na ma wo ba ye obesima na be ma so aye bemasima ya we be bua wuku ama ne giant sa wo de hye ne botum na wanyinya na ne ntisese ne oyi chokmo na GC mixture and capsule. Achesa.
A painful battle one more menu for one kwada when you feel to me. Achesa.
You're still watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Audu Moreau, and my guests are seated here. I've got two fantastic guests who will be doing justice to the topics that we'll be looking at today. So the first one is Mr. Kojo Nsafo-Poku, who is a former presidential candidate of the NPP, and also a man who plays in the... He's an energy expert, let me just simply put it that way, and also a member of the NPP's communications team. Also joining us this morning is Mr. Kletusedo Dapla, who is Member of Parliament for Jirapa, and also a member, in fact, is the Vice Chair of the Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration Committee of Parliament. He is also with us this morning, representing, obviously, the NDC. Honourable, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, bro.
It's always a pleasure. I'm fine, thank you. Alhamdulillah.
Good to see you.
Yeah. But my only challenge with him is that when he buys these fugus, he always forgets that he has a brother here.
You know, Jirapa has nice. I have one that I bought in Jirapa.
Very powerful ones, eh?
When you go to Jirapa, Dubai. I mean, I bought some. I'll show it to you. Very nice as well. Same dressing I had in Jirapa. Very nice.
Okay.
But have you been to Jirapa, Dubai?
Not yet.
You should go.
Not yet. He's promised to take me there. I want us to do this briefly before we kickstart our conversation for today. It's about the WASSCE exams and the fact that we've done so poorly in mathematics and social studies, and I believe and then also one other course.
Core maths.
Yes, core maths. And that's raised significant public concern, legitimately so. Now, we have decided to call up a man who is very busy this morning, but he's decided to give us a few minutes of his time. I'm talking about Mr. Kofi Asare. You know, when it comes to education, this country is one of the foremost authority. And so I want to get a few clarifications from him on what has happened. Mr. Kofi Asare, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us on Good Morning Ghana.
Morning, Moro. Morning to your audience and your panelists.
Right. I want to thank you very much, first of all, for accepting to join us. We know that you have an extremely busy morning, but again, your love for country, love for media, and love for me personally. And you've decided to accept to talk to us this morning briefly. So we'll just do 5-10 minutes, and that's fine. First of all, I'm sure that you have been monitoring public commentary since this issue broke. The many Ghanaians have been very worried about it. In fact, I probably believe every Ghanaian is worried about what has happened today. What do you glean from everything you've heard so far? Do you think that we are teasing the right issues? Are we discussing the right issues, or you think that we've gotten totally everything wrong? What do you think?
Well, I think it is great to have conversations around the performance of children in examination. That is what responsible caring societies do. So when results are good, we discuss them. We applaud teachers, applaud parents, applaud government for their role. When results go wrong, we do same. We discuss them, and then where there are gaps, we bring it out, and then agree that there are collective roles to play. Look at where the gaps are, and then support the system to fill them. So the conversations you're having are in the right direction. Safe to say that there is some high level of politicization of the issues, but we live in a country where what's the result has been politicized, and so that is not too strange. The most important thing is that the duty bearers must be focused on engaging the real issues and taking action on them to ensure that the adequate remedies are deployed to turn the corner.
What from where you sit went wrong?
Well, we are yet to see the full chief examiner's report. When you have subject-based tips like this, and not a general failure, but two subjects-based dips, very significant dips of at least 15%, you want to first look at the chief examiner's report and then find out what challenges students or candidates had in answering the questions. WAEC has put out pointers yesterday, but they are very, 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 they're just pointers. They are just headline pointers. And so you definitely will need a detailed chief examiner's report, which should be ready by the end of the month, to make scientific statements on what could have happened by looking at the text of the paper. However, having engaged stakeholders, we actually launched an online survey of senior high school teachers. We are aiming to reach about 1,000 of them. We haven't gotten to, we are just around 300. We launched it on Sunday. But I can tell you what the trend is beginning to emerge like. Many of our senior school teachers believe that the main reason, the first contributing reason could have been poor preparation or inadequate preparation. Okay, that's one. And then under inadequate preparation, one which has come out so far kept me thinking is that one headmaster explained to me, in the category A, explained to me that the nature of the questions we are talking about this year were applied. And that many times students are used to questions that require recall answers. So because there was a significant dose of applied questions in there, they struggled. That is what one headmaster in senior high school told me. And so it all points out to inadequate preparation, because if you are prepared for only ABC line of assessments and you went and met DEF, and it means that you did not prepare adequately as expected. The second reason it emerged is the strong invigilation. WAEC confirms, all the schools confirm that this year's WASI the invigilation was too hard. In schools like Vinzebila Tech, you had WAEC officials visiting schools like that every subject. 5 years ago, there was only one or so WAEC external official in the Upper East. By 2021, yes, there was only one external WAEC official in that part of the country. But today, I'm using that as an example, that WAEC was present during every paper. So there's no room for misbehavior. So when students are not used to that, students are used to expecting help from invigilators and teachers. And so when this new normal intervened this year, as a result of poor preparation, because they were expecting that they would get some support, many of the students struggled, especially in subjects that are traditionally seen as difficult subjects, including mathematics. And so you would expect that poorly prepared students meeting strong invigilation will definitely struggle based on the level of their AL preparation. I think these are the two key drivers that is emerging from the survey that we are running and clear eyes that I have had with some senior high school teachers and heads.
So let's look at the first issue. So you talk about poor preparations, and tied to that is what appears to be a change in the approach, okay, of answering the questions in terms of what is expected of the children, of the students. You said instead of the traditional, learn by rote and then regurgitate them, and that's what we say, chew, pour, and pass. Now they're being made to be more analytical. They're being asked to be more analytical in dealing with the questions. When did we introduce this new model of answering these questions in that particular way?
I don't think it should be a question of when we introduce, because it is not supposed to be new. Okay. We have been pushing for it all this while. It is supposed to be a question of, it's rather a question of how regular are such questions.
Right.
Because speaking to the teachers, you get the impression that sometimes they come, but regularly they don't come. And so when they prepare for this line and see this one, then they're surprised. So it is not that it hasn't happened before.
Okay.
But then it wasn't expected because regularly they will be getting state defined. There are some questions in maths that requires English comprehension to appreciate. If you look at what the headline issued in relation to the gaps, problem understanding, story, I don't know how to put it, you call them story questions. English questions in maths, right? Yeah. So you have to apply them to make sense. If you don't apply them, you cannot, you cannot answer them. So that's a problem. Making deductions from real life problems. That was one of the issues that I said. And then also interpreting results from cumulative frequency. Well, that's basic. But making deductions from real life problems. You'll be given a problem in English. You have to understand it and then, based on the understanding, translation it to maths. You have to apply it. So that is what some of the teachers are saying, which is catching my attention. All in all, I believe that if students are preparing well, without any expectation of teachers helping them in the examination room and psyching themselves up, that individual learning, listening to what teachers tell them alone is enough to let them pass. I'm sure that with that confidence, students will be better prepared to do better in the next WASSCE. The issue of, I must say this, there's an issue of interventions. Interventions were implemented years ago or introduced years ago to support in increasing the instructional hours in school, given the constrictions of the double track system. And so schools do extra hour or so, of teaching, and then to atone for the low days that they spend in school because of the double track. We also discovered that the payment of allowances to teachers for this intervention has not been coming since last year. Normally, it's paid at the end of the year or at the beginning of the next year. So the payment for interventions for 2024 should have been paid sometime in January this year. It is still outstanding. And so I'm not saying interventions were not done. They are still being done, but payments are outstanding. So it's important that the GES prioritizes paying teachers for the extra work done. It contributes to their general motivation and commitment to put in more to prepare our students for examination. This is also important to note.
That's interesting. So quite clearly, from everything you've said, the issue about poor preparations appears to be the topmost, because almost everything you've said has to do with, first of all, how the students were expected to answer the questions and whether they were taught, adequately enough to be able to answer the questions the way they're supposed to answer, and also the issue about welfare issues and so on. But let's look at the second factor that you mentioned. That's my final, issue, question to you before you take leave of us. You talk about the issue of invigilation and the fact that this time around the invigilation was very, very, very strict. And I've been reading an article which was authored by, Mr. Prince, Dr. Prince Ama. Now, Dr. Prince Ama, as you do know, he's also an educationist and also a lecturer, former MP for Kwesi Mintim, I believe, and also a former Deputy Education Minister. Now, in his article, right, he says that the argument that strict enforcement caused the 2025 decline is equally weak. WAEC's own data show that 2024 was the more stringent year. 319 schools and results withheld for alleged collusion in 2024, compared to 185 schools in 2025. A claim that contradicts its own numerical evidence cannot stand. If strictness were responsible, the collapse would have occurred in 2024. The administrative record disproves the argument comprehensively. And goes on to say, attributing the decline to the absence of leaked materials reflects a limited understanding of the assessment validity. Even where surface level practice exists, dramatic national decline does not occur unless the educational infrastructure has weakened. In assessment scholarship, test scores function as delayed indicators of system, and he cites Brooker 2003 and so on. It's an academic paper, so that's understandable. How do you reconcile the position he's canvassing against what you've just said about the strict enforcement and how that may have contributed to the result or the exams outcome that we're talking about?
Okay, so I have a lot of respect for Dr. Ama. He's a very good friend, and he's a great guy. And I have a lot of respect for his writings, and many times I agree with him. One, Dr. Ama submits that because a higher number of schools had results withheld in 2024 compared to 2025, we cannot say that the 2025 results is worse as a result of increased invigilation because more schools were rather withheld, had their results withheld. So that is grounded on the hypothesis that, when you have more and more schools' results being withheld, it means that there's a likelihood of the results being poor. Is that the case?
Exactly. I mean, you're spot on that. That's the hypothesis.
Which translates to more or less when you have high examination malpractice, high rate of reported or recorded malpractice, it means that the results should be poor, right?
Right.
Unfortunately, the data, the evidence doesn't suggest so. If you do a trend analysis, of what we call malpractice rates, the malpractice rate is a percentage of the rate at which subjects are cancelled. Okay, the rate at which papers are cancelled. If you do a trend analysis of the malpractice rate and compare it to the pass rate, this is what you arrive at. And listen carefully. We attempted to analyze the malpractice rate from 2018 to 2023, and then we juxtapose that with the pass rate. Now, this is what we did for the pass rate. we did a cumulative pass rate for the 4 core. So all of the pass rates average. Now you find that in 2018, the pass rate, the examination, the malpractice rate was 0.8. In that year, the pass rate was 52%.
Okay.
2019, the malpractice rate increased to 2.5. The pass rate also increased to 62.
Okay.
In 2020, the malpractice rate declined to 1.8. The pass rate declined from 62 to 60. In 2021, malpractice rate goes again up from 1.8, to 2.3. And then we have the pass rate remaining at 60. Now, if you look at 2022, the malpractice rate increased to 6.9. And then we had a pass rate increasing to 64. In 2023, malpractice rate increased to the highest in recent times, which is 10%. And the pass rate also increased to the highest in recent times, which is 70%. So if you look at the data from WAEC, there's actually a direct correlation between the malpractice rate and the pass rate. So it is difficult to have the evidence to support the claim that once more and more schools are having results being withheld for suspected malpractice, the actual results should actually go down. No. The trend analysis from Ghana indicates that it actually rather goes up. We are yet to find out why. But there's a deeper conversation to have. And so I don't subscribe to that submission. I also want to say that when we say a school's results have been withheld, it doesn't mean that the results have been cancelled. You can have 500 school results being withheld and all released because they are withheld because investigations are ongoing and haven't been completed. And WAEC wants to release the results early. That's why they are withheld. It doesn't mean that they have been found guilty. So they haven't been cancelled. So normally you do this analysis in April. Next year, April, by which time the malpractice data would have been ready. The final malpractice data and final results have been ready. But at this point, you cannot be using this to compare against each other, and then deduce and then infer that as a result of this trend, we are expecting next results. So I'm very careful in establishing a correlation between invigilation and performance because we don't have the full data for 2025 yet. Even 2024, we don't have. We don't have the 2024 one. So let's take our time, wait for the data, and then we can engage when the full result is ready.
All right, but Kofi, just before you take leave of us, the syllabus that's being used in senior high today, which year was it introduced?
The syllabus was introduced 2 years ago. In fact, it was introduced last year.
Okay, last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a fairly new piece of document to these schools.
It was introduced last year.
Last year.
So last year it was introduced with the first batch of the free senior high school. It was introduced with the Form 1 students who went to school last year.
Okay.
So it means that only 2 batches are using the new curriculum. Those in Form 1 and those who just left Form 2, who just joined Form 2.
Okay. All right. Kofi, thank you so very much.
Let me conclude by saying that the relationship between increase in improved invigilation and malpractice is not a straight rule.
All right.
Okay, and so a lot of research has to be conducted because sometimes when there is increased invigilation also, you find out that a lot more people will be caught because of the increased invigilation.
Okay.
You understand? But sometimes too, because of the increased invigilation, people will be afraid to cheat, so the data will reduce. Right. It depends on a lot of variables. Okay. So it's not a straight rule. Right. But what I want to say is that teachers are saying that 2 things stood out for them in ensuring that there was increased level of invigilation supervision. One was that the minister for the first time announced that if a teacher is caught in malpractice, they will be dismissed. Because of that, everybody was afraid. Because the normal sanction for malpractice is not dismissal at first instance. You are suspended before it gets to a point where you are dismissed. It is rare that first-time offenders will be dismissed. Okay, but this time the minister escalated the sanctions for an outright dismissal.
Okay.
So it was very, very, very risky for teachers to venture. So that new paradigm is very, very important because people will change their attitude towards supporting students with the fear that they might lose their license. The second one was that the GS Director General also ensured that all school heads signed undertakings that they are going to be held responsible for any malpractice that occurs in their schools. And we've been following up on these two things. We've been pushing for these two things for the past 5 years. So we're happy that we saw these things being implemented. So once these things are announced, you will definitely see a change in behavior of headmasters and of invigilators. And so it is good that we are reporting increase in regulation. If the increase in regulation leads to more and more cases of malpractice being apprehended and started being cancelled, that's fine. We want credibility to be restored in WASSCE. That's what we want. And so let's not be too quick to compare preliminary data until we have the final data from WAEC, so that we can say that these are the results. This is the malpractice rate as calculated by WAEC. And let's try and see the correlation between enhanced invigilation, malpractice trends, and then the results trends.
Fantastic stuff. Kofi, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Have a good day, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kofi Asare is the Executive Director of EduWatch, or Education Watch, and talking to us, giving us, sharing his perspective on the big issues which have to do with a drop. In fact, it's a cataclysmic drop in the results that we recorded this year in maths and social science. It's a social studies, I believe.
Social studies.
And that's a big source of worry for most Ghanaians. So I'll start with Mr. Sedu Dapla. And someone actually sent you a text and said you have taught before. Is it true?
Is it?
You said you've been a teacher before.
Yes, I went to
training college. You didn't tell me.
Yeah,
I was supposed to be a brother. You didn't tell me.
Yeah, I did Tumu Training College.
Okay.
Now Tumu College of Education.
Okay.
I left a mark there.
Wow.
I was the SRC president.
Hey.
At school.
Okay.
And we learn education, we learn the methodologies, improvisation, a whole lot. How to improvise teaching and learning materials when they are not available. The teacher, as a teacher, we're taught how to improvise.
Right.
And we're also taught how to make lessons practical.
Right.
Practical. Make it practical. Don't just talk in abstract.
Right.
So education, when you go through your education lessons, the methodology, so at any subject at all, you know what method to use.
Okay.
And
what were you teaching?
Sorry,
what courses were you teaching?
Oh, I was basically mathematics. Okay. Then I ended up teaching social studies.
Okay.
At the junior high level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you are more than qualified to comment on these two issues. I mean, mathematics and social studies. But before you do that, if you look at today's daily graphic, there's on page 13. We're told poor WASSCE results. It's a chief examiner's report should guide solutions, according to experts. Now, Emmanuel Boni is reporting that 2 education experts have called for a strict interrogation of the chief examiner's report to determine the cause of the mass failure of students in this year's Ghana-only version of the West African Senior School Certificate Examination for school candidates. Now, they said once the weaknesses of students were identified in the report, the necessary interventions could be put in place to reverse the failure rate in the WASSCE SC. Now, it says they maintained that the report could also be used by teachers to prepare final year students for future examinations. The educationists who said this in the separate interviews with Daily Graphic are a lecturer at the University of Cape Coast and the executive director of the Institute for Education Studies, that's IFES, Ghana, Dr. Peter Anti Pate, and the executive director of the Africa Education was Kofi Asare. Now, and it gives us the breakdown. In the English language paper for this year's WASSCE, 289,000, that's 60% of the candidates scored between A1 and 266. That's 18.18%. Others had D7 39,031, that's 9.2% and 9.23%. They had E8, and 54,294 had 12.8%. That's 12.8%. They had F9. For mathematics, 209,000, which is 48.73%, had A1 to C6. 52,991, 11.62%, had D7, which is 52,145. 12.15%, 15% obtained E8, while 114,872%, they had F9. And then it goes ahead to talk about integrated science, another core subject, social studies. It gives us a breakdown. Now, they are saying that on the 2025 WASSCE result, Dr. Patti said beyond the chief examiner's report, there was also the need to pay attention to individual school performances in trying to find a solution to the problem. He said from now onwards, there was a need for us to change the course of our discussion, irrespective of the fact that the national average looks bad. Some of the schools scored very well in terms of individual school performances. And he goes ahead. But he says, so the first thing we need to do is to wait for the chief examiner's report. Once it is ready, we can do a diagnosis of what the gaps are. And based on that, the Ghana Education Service could also use that to do its interventions. So that's how the Daily Graphic has reported it today. So please go ahead, Seydou.
Well, thank you, my brother Moro, once again. Thank you, my good brother.
Okay, so we've done something for our guest today. So this is, if you look at this table we have put up, it says 4-year performance. Sorry, it's a performance of candidates in the published results of the core subjects. So that's WASSCE 2025. Now, if you look at English language, so grade A1 to C6 for English language, this is, so you have 69%. Now, the grade D7 is 8.18%. The grade E8, that's 9.23%, and also grade F9 is 12.8. So there, and then you have in mathematics, you have the numbers there, integrated side, you have numbers there, you have social side. So it's just to make it simpler for people who may not be too clear in their minds on the data. So that's how it is. Like, again, if you look at 4-year performance statistics in the core subject, we've started from 2022. Now, I mean, we could go as far back as in 2020, 2028, but at least that's going to be a starting point. So 2022, you see, English language. So let's focus on the two, which is the core maths and integrated science. For 2022, it was 61.39%. That's the pass rate, right? 61.39%. And then it's in social studies, it's 71.5%. Now, if we look at 2023, we improve 62.23% for maths, and then for social studies, it's 76.76%. For 2024, we decline. Interesting. See, 2024, we declined. For social studies to 71.53%. For science, for mathematics, 66.8%. That's an improvement for 2024. Of course, integrated science, there's a dip, 58.7%. And then in 2025, we saw that massive drop from for mathematics from 66 to 48%. But interestingly, even for English language, we had a bit of a drop because it's 69.52% and now it's 69%. And then for social studies, we dropped from 71% to 55.82%. So it looks like even the argument about the way the maths was too hard. But how about social studies? Anyway, please go ahead.
Well, thank you so much. Good morning to your distinguished viewers and the entire production team of Metro TV. Moro, education is the bedrock of development for every nation.
Right.
And any country that does well in education, automatically that country will see development. Moro, I have a problem. See, let me go back to the basis. What is happening today at the senior high level is as a result of the fact that we've gotten the basis wrong. The foundation is weak, and once the foundation is weak, if you want to build a house, that is why everybody, when you are building, you are more concerned about the foundation. You want to get the right cement, the right concrete in there in order to have a very strong building. When you come to our education, Moro, we are not taking the fundamentals or the basics seriously. Basic education is a challenge. Moro, most of our schools were built without kindergartens. Right. So you don't even get the basis. You jump into primary 1 and you started there. Now, government itself, for some time now, haven't paid much attention to basic education. Okay. Then we go to now make it look like whatever grade you get at the BEC level, but you are supposed to enter a senior high school. Even now, people with worst grades at the BEC level, but they have a choice. Running to politicians, big people, to enable them enter the supposed good schools. Right. So, Moro, if you want to really analyze the results that we have had today, yes, we have the long-term problems and the short-term, the immediate cause of what we are discussing today. But I want to say that it's accumulated problems or issues that we haven't dealt with from kindergarten to primary to junior high, then into senior high. That is what we are facing today. Right. Moro, if you go to many of the basic schools, especially the rural areas, look, most of the schools, there's no even furniture to sit. Teacher absenteeism. Even the distribution of teachers, posting of teachers to the schools is one of the problems in many of our schools. But if you go to our towns, you go and see primary 1 to 6, then you will see at least a teacher is supposed to handle a class at the basic level. That is what we do in Ghana. Right. A teacher. Now you go to a school in town, then you will see that in a primary school, you can count like 12 teachers. 12 teachers. Then you go to a rural school, then you will probably get some 2 trained teachers for a whole primary school. In some instances, 1. Let me give you my own example. When I completed college, my first posting, I'm the type that usually I never wanted anybody to influence. Like when we finished college, some colleagues of mine were going to lobby to get town schools to teach. I said I wouldn't do that. Anywhere they send me, I was going to go. Lo and behold, they took me to a rural school that I needed to go and cross a river in order to go and teach. But I wasn't perturbed. Moro, when I reported in that school that very day, lo and behold, Moro, I was the only trained teacher, a fresh teacher who didn't have any teaching experience, apart from what I learned in school. I was the only trained teacher for a whole primary 1 to 6. Okay. The other teachers that were there were teachers that an NGO used to recruit SS leavers to come and support. So basically, I was the acting head teacher in that school. Moro. So I needed, as acting head teacher, I had to be the one to organize in-service training for the SS teachers who were helping. I had to do a lot. But I was happy that I impacted knowledge in that school. When I was leaving, they were not happy. You understand? But now, so you had only one trained teacher in the whole of a primary school. Then you go to the town schools, then you will see that you have over 10 teachers in some instances in the primary school. So teacher distribution is a problem. So we need to get the basics right. Let's just don't jump to be blaming what has happened today at the senior high level. You need to prepare. The child needs preparation from primary to junior high and to senior high to enable him write the final exams. We need to do that. We don't, look, you can't jump to prepare a child. Okay? The child is weak in mathematics from day one. From day one. So, and in his BECE, you will see the performance. The maths is not good. Then you put him, then he wants to go to senior high, then the parents insist, oh, we want him to do science. When you know the basics are not good, you understand, the fundamentals are not good, yet you think that that child should go and do science program in the senior high school, automatically, if that child is not assisted, if he's not assisted, I'm telling you that he will get the results that we have gotten today. We'll get the results that we have gotten today. And let me also advise that, look, we need to have a serious, holistic, non-partisan conversation about our educational system. We need to have a holistic, non-partisan discussion about our educational system. We need to be very blunt and honest with each other. Let's stop the politics, because this is about our children's education. This is about the future of the country. Let's eschew politics and deal with the issues. Let's look at the fundamentals. Let's look at the basis. Then we can now look at, and we need to invest. Why, Moro? How? You go to a whole primary school. Look, today in modern Ghana, students still don't have furniture to sit. Today.
Sad, eh?
Very sad. Even the teachers, when you go, the teacher doesn't even have a table to sit. So you go, they are standing outside, or he's even sitting on his motorbike or on his bicycle, or they sit under trees. You understand? So we haven't invested in basic education from kindergarten to primary and to junior high. Now, we want magic at the senior high level. That is where we got it wrong.
Okay.
That's where we are getting it wrong. The magic cannot be performed at the senior high level without teachers helping the students. So when you look at the analysis that Kofi Asare did, it tells you, it goes to confirm. Let me read what the WAEC PRO said. The WAEC PRO, what's his name?
Fenyi.
Is it that something? What's it? Let me.
Yeah, it's Fenyi.
Just a minute. Just a second.
Yeah, that's his name.
Is it Femi? This one is head of public affairs, WAEC.
Yes.
He said the subjects taught in schools are exactly what candidates are examined on.
Yes.
The issue is not the curriculum.
Okay.
Students simply did not study. Yeah, students did not study because the students don't understand.
Right.
You don't understand. How do you study? You understand? Because the basis, you don't have the basis. You got the basis wrong. Yeah. So government should look at basic education. Let's invest in basic education. Let's invest in teacher motivation. Look, Moro, those times, when I was growing as a young boy, when you were given a homework, it was for you to come home and do your own research and to be able to answer homework. Today, homework is work for the parent.
Right.
Most parents go and sit down, they use their phones, they even ask other teachers to come and just do the homework for their hours so that he doesn't get, they want the child to get 10 over 10, the child to get 5 over 5. But you are not helping the child. Right. So this is how homework was a way, or it is a way to engage the child after school.
Right.
So that the child doesn't go home and throw his school bag away and be looking for it the next day.
Right.
So when he gets home, when the child gets home, the child knows that I have homework to present in the morning.
Okay.
So when he eats lunch and does some few work, then he can go and pick his school bag, then sit down and do his own work. Let's allow the children to do the work by themselves. If he gets it wrong, the teachers normally, homework, that is the first thing teachers do in the classroom. So you take the homework, you mark, then you do what we call correction. So the child is learning, but don't take the work and do it for the child because you want your child to get 10 over 10 in class. But you are not helping that child because you are coaching the child, you are teaching the child. So when that child, when he learned it by way of you coaching him or her, Then at the WASI level, when he doesn't have anybody to guide him, that child will definitely perform badly.
Right.
The child will definitely perform badly.
Okay.
So let's take the conversation to the basis. If you don't get the basis right, you cannot get it right at the top.
Yeah.
That is the first thing I want to say.
Okay.
Moro, today, education at the senior high level is another area that we shouldn't play politics with. Like I said, education in its entirety is an area that we shouldn't do politics. Look, government has to be blamed. Parents has to be blamed. You see, Moro, and the students.
Yes.
The students. When I say teachers has to be blamed, I'm talking about supervision. Commitment to teaching by teachers. Moro, today, many teachers, many teachers, Moro, they will tell you that they are just there as a stepping stone. They are not motivated to work.
Right.
The teachers are not motivated. You understand? So government should look at teacher motivation. I had a problem as a teacher when I used to fight NAT, our mother association.
Okay.
I remember somewhere 2006, we staged a serious demonstration against our mother association, NAT, because I felt NAT was not fighting enough for the teacher to be motivated.
Okay.
Moro, NAT contributions. NAT alone can use their contribution. NAT, NAGRAT, and the other bodies can use their contribution to motivate teachers to do their work, to work. They can do it. You understand? Okay. It's one of the reasons why, because at that time, I studied NAT action plan for the next 10 years. Okay. I didn't see anything good about the teacher that contributes the money. So I was angry. I'm like, what is happening? So all what was in the action plan was about the NAT secretaries sending them for further studies abroad, impacting they getting loans with our interest and those. I was like, why? I'm the teacher. I'm the one that contributes the money. Why are you giving it to your secretariat? Why are you motivating your secretariat? Leaving me in the bush. I'm the one in the village teaching. You are deducting money from my salary by way of dues. And you are investing it. Why? Go to the NAT investment, NAT offices and the other teacher union. Go and see the lifestyle of those people, how they live and how the teacher lives in the village. Go and look at their lifestyle. NAT fund, those who manage it. Go and see the kind of monies they are paid, their salary, their service condition, and the teacher that pays them, that contributes the money. So it made me angry. It's part of the reason I left teaching. So NAT should sit up. You are taking so much money by way of dues. Look, until NAGRAT emerged and started motivating their members, that was when NAT even also had to up their game because many people were breaking away. I am telling you, it's even because of NAGRAT constitution, because you have to be a graduate. If not, if NAGRAT constitution was open at the time NAGRAT started, look, NAT today is almost 80 years, if I'm not mistaken. NAT. Right. NAGRAT is barely some 20 years, or it's not even up to. I'm not getting my days right. Okay. But I just want to say that NAT is an old association that teachers have contributed so much. And NAT has the largest working group in this country in terms of association members. And they take dues from them. They have so much that they themselves can motivate the teachers to help them work. Because they are your members. Their welfare should be paramount to you. So you just don't collect the money and invest in other areas, and other people are being paid well from the sweat of the teacher when the teacher is not being motivated. So not leadership. You should look at it. You should motivate your members to be able to impact the knowledge. Don't just look at government alone. It's one of the problems that we are facing in this country. Right. So until NAGRAT emerged, then NAT also started to bring in some small motivation to the teacher. You understand? So if NAGRAT had not come, I'm telling you that the teacher plight by way of our mother association was so terrible. So in 2006, we led a demonstration, and I led the Upper West one. I led it. I was a front leader. We were fighting them. We went to lock their offices, which we shouldn't have done, but we're so pissed off. Yeah, we should not have done that, but we're so pissed off that, why? You go to the offices, Their secretarial staff, their salaries are even better than the teacher. They take our dues and it's our money. You understand? So we got angry. You go there and see the staff, they pack cars, and the teacher even didn't have a motor at that time. Yeah. You understand? So we're angry. We're like, no, you can't be treating us that way. It's our money. Use the money. Look, I don't have the figure. I used to have the figures. In a month, when they deduct the dues, and give to, yeah, it's deducted as source. Oh. It deducted as source, controller, straight to their account. It's so much. It's huge. It's huge. Yeah. I am telling you. So all that I want to say is that the teacher has a problem. Okay. The teacher unions have a problem in motivating the teacher to do their best. Right. So let's just don't leave it to government alone. Okay. Let's don't leave it to parents alone. But parents, I beg you, let your children do their own homework. When they are not able to do it rightly, the teacher will do what we call corrections. We'll do what we call correction. And you know the weakness of the child. Then you now know how to which areas that you should support the child with. Great. But let's try to do this. Right. But for me, let nobody blame anybody. Okay. Anybody, especially the Ghanaians. I've heard some people saying that the Minister of Education should come and answer. Blah, blah. Why? The Minister of Education just came 1 year today. He's not even up to a year in office. You understand? So how do you jump to blame him? At least these students didn't just write WAEC. They were prepared. They started from senior high 1 to 3. Okay. You understand? So it's not like they became candidates under the current minister. They entered senior high when he wasn't a minister. You understand? So you cannot. That's why I said that. Let's don't discuss this in a partisan way. Right. If we do it that way, we'll get it wrong. Right. The minister, what I can say, and listening to Kofi Asare, it goes to confirm the fact that anytime exam malpractices increases, the students perform. Performance increases. So it confirmed the position of the minister, because WAEC was worried. And they were like, in the whole of the West Africa, those of us who write WAEC, we were the one recording exam malpractices more than the other countries. So our certificates, senior high certificates, were being questioned. So the Minister of Education said that, look, this year WASI, I have discussed with the GES Council, we are giving any teacher that find yourself in exam malpractice by way of inducing students to write their exams, we will not pay you. That teacher will be given out for prosecution. And I've seen many of them being prosecuted. And teachers were scared. Probably the reason why they didn't influence their students to get the grades that we are getting today. So please, let's all have this discussion without partisan connotations. Let's look at Ghana. But lastly, let's have a conversation of free sale. The minister has always been worried. He's been worried because, Moro, when I was home and students were going to senior high, one parent came to me to help the ward to go to a school in Nandom. It's called Nandom Senior High. It's a boys' school. Mission school, very Nandom school. Go and check their record. Fantastic school. Nandom Secondary School. So I asked the mother, what grade did your child or your ward, what grade did he get? The mother told me he had 24. I said, our time in the 90s, if you had 24, you wouldn't even think of Nandon Secondary School. Nobody will pick you. Right. You understand? Okay. So competition, the fact that every child knows that after BEC, I'm mandated or I will get a school to go. There's no even competition. So they carry it to senior high level. So learning has become so lazy for the child, and our policies is making it like that. Yeah, so we have to look at the policy.
Because there's no incentive.
It's not,
there's no incentive to learn.
Motivation to learn. Why should I learn? You understand? Let me give you an example.
That's school. That's Nandom.
Yes, that's Nandom Secondary School.
Yes.
That's Nandom Secondary School.
It's a beautiful school, isn't it?
Very beautiful school, boys secondary school. They produce many big people around the world today. Nandom Secondary School. Okay. You understand?
All right.
So I said, in the 90s, if you had grade 24, they won't pick you. You won't even dare talk of Nandon Secondary School. Okay. So let's have a partisan conversation on this matter. Thank you so much.
You have this morning really proven beyond reasonable doubt that you're a teacher. You know, teachers know how to really communicate the issues. And but quite clearly, I mean, you know, from everything you've said, the issue is multifaceted, isn't it?
Multifaceted.
It's multifaceted. But fundamentally, there's a systemic problem that we ought to deal with. And I'm sure that we all agree. Kojo,
yes.
I mean, I noticed you've been, if your body language is anything to go by, you've been doing a lot of reflection.
No, I'm quiet because, I mean, my brother is saying everything that has to be said. I agree with him 100%. The basic school education problem. I mean, if anybody listened to me when I went around the country 2 years ago when I was trying to do the presidential aspirant thing, one of the things I talked about was early childhood education. And I think if we try to look at what the Western world are doing, they are promoting heavily early childhood education because the research have shown that if you take kids earlier at age 4, 5, instead of the 6 years, right, kids do better if they are engaged early from age 4 and 5. Now, let me read something from the International Parliamentary Network for Education, and they have something in Ghana posted somewhere in April. It says that Ghana is facing one of the worst learning crises in sub-Saharan Africa. While there is some recent encouraging progress in education access, almost 80% of children still do not acquire basic skills in literacy and numeracy by the time they reach end of primary school, which is exactly what my brother is saying. Okay? It's not like the problem just fell on our lap.
Yeah.
We've known of this problem, right? Let me go to 2018, UNICEF. UNICEF said that only 19% of grade 4 pupils are proficient in mathematics. Only 19%. What does that tell you? So we are today surprised that APO is rampant in secondary schools because teachers, look, the first 2 years they are trying to teach. The third year is just basically doing exam past papers. And I have a problem with that style of teaching. It looks like now the emphasis on past questions than on actual letting the kid understand the topic that they are learning. Now, by the time a kid gets to secondary school, there should be some numeracy and literacy. Kids can't read today because they can read. They have not been taught how to read. So if at the end of primary education, 80% of our children are lacking numeracy and literacy, what are we talking about? And secondary school, which is only 2.5 years, what are you doing at that level? Then they now go to university. I have a friend who is a professor in tech. He says that these days they've stopped giving comprehension exams. Most of the exams in the university now is only multi-choice.
Yeah.
Multiple choice, right?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice. Because if you try to give comprehension test, my brother.
You mean you hear things?
You hear things. You see things. You see how
you see things and hear things,
the kids now type on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
That's how they write exam. That's how bad it is. So now he's saying that most professors have stopped doing comprehension. It's multiple choice.
Wow.
1, it's easier to mark, right? 2, you don't have to sit through and read garbage. But his problem is not even with undergrads. His problem is with postgrads. People writing master's thesis because they have to write. And what you are reading as postgraduate students is appalling. So, look, I don't even know that we can talk about this thing enough. GES, he's talking about NAGRAT and all these associations and everything, and they are always doing politics of whatever. Meanwhile, they have their own skeleton in their cobwebs that my brother is saying that they can do better to motivate their own members.
They can do it.
We are not doing that, right? And who do we blame? Politicians. Now, everybody out there will have loved me and my brother to go at it this morning. Hey, Obojao, just that the real corporates, the people who are not doing the work to do, will just go to bed and the blame will be NDC, MPP. And that is what now loses the traction of the conversation. Look, this result is a wake-up call. I think some people will want to do politics with the expansion of access. Some people want to do politics with double track system. Some people want to do politics with mismanagement of the schools, not giving money, more tree. I've seen people talk about feeding of the kids and all those things. Look, I have seen when we were in primary school, and there's a guy that came to the school and he came from the north, and his parents have been transferred to the south, and that kid had to write an essay before he was admitted to primary school. The essay Mahama Bawa wrote was written on every classroom blackboard for everybody to copy. The essay, when he wrote an essay for admission into the school, all the teachers wrote it on the blackboard that everybody should copy it. That is how good that comprehension essay that boy wrote coming from the north. And in those times, we all felt the north is deprived, right? But it doesn't matter how long he has to walk to school. It doesn't matter how deprived he was. That boy wrote beautiful English.
Even under those very dire circumstances.
Thank you. So what are we talking about malnutrition of kids? Now we have even been told kids eat eggs in school. When I heard, I was like, what? In my time,
but that could
there was no. I'm just saying that.
That could also be an outlier.
No, I'm just saying something. It is just
because the reason I'm saying this is because let's not be careful to use that case study as a reflection of the general.
No, I'm just saying it as a passing comment that I'm even surprised to hear that kids eat eggs in school today. Because when I heard the Minister of Education, somebody said that, eggs are whatever, but they said, the school should take eggs. And I'm like, do they eat eggs in school?
Yeah, they eat.
And I'm told that they eat eggs in school.
Yes.
In our time, there were no eggs in school.
Why?
Which school is going to give you egg?
But how much be egg?
Bro, there was no egg in our diet. I'm telling you. I went to school for 5 years.
So it depends on what school you attended.
Bro, there was no.
It depends on what school you attended.
For instance, from
Moro, what he says is that serving eggs in school, in the dining hall, those days.
Those days.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it wasn't. Yes. But you see, we eat pork once a year. Pork.
Yeah, but you attended
Hold on.
Yeah, we used to eat beef once.
Okuwari is not the proper school. Today.
Go to proper school.
Which school? Oh my God.
We used to eat beef once in a term.
Thank you. So, the funny thing is that, you see, let's not change let's not change this the point. You see, we even had a guy who came.
You mean we've come very far?
Yes.
I think that's the point you're making.
We've come very far.
Yeah.
I'm saying that certain things that pertain today in the school did not pertain in our time.
Okay.
So when people start using nutrition and bad feeding as an excuse, I'm saying that people have done worse and better. Yeah. People have done better in worse environments.
Right.
And that did not stop them. So look, the most important thing I want to say on this issue is that there should be an investigation.
Okay.
The foundation is broken.
Right.
And I think Honorable Haruna, within his tenure, should take a big look at basic education.
Okay.
Because we've lost a generation. The kids in secondary now going to tertiary, I think we lost them. Look, if you look at the things that the examiner said on City FM.
Okay. Before you proceed with that, okay. The examiner's commentary or the examiner's perspective on the matter. I want us to take a short break.
Okay.
Take a short break. So you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. I'm still here with Kojo Poku and Clement Sedu Dapla. Please stay with us.
Me didn't tum. Miss your friend me calico, just call me cockroach. Now miss your friend me once now.
Hey, is that you? Improve car. Yeah. Captain was key to double the action.
Me did it, sasso spray. Miss your friend is sasso quell. Yeah, go to my sasso
tum preko.
Step into a world of excellence with Gold Key Properties, Ghana's premium real estate developer since 1997. From luxurious residences to Grade A commercial spaces, we have spent close to 3 decades shaping the skyline and transforming the way people live and work. Join us at the upcoming Mikasa Home and Property Fair 2025 on the 5th and 6th of December at the Icon Event Center, East Legon from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Come meet the team, ask all your real estate questions, and enjoy special discounts. See you there. Gold Key Properties, transforming the landscape.
This Christmas, Cattle's Agri Limited is bringing you freshness, flavor, and festive joy straight to your home and office. Right here in Accra, Kumasi, Cape Coast, and Takoradi. Cattle's Agri, your number one poultry plug. Fresh birds, sweet eggs, delivered with love. Get ready for our juicy Midofopa package. You get 1 broiler, 1 layer, 2 crates of eggs, plus our special chicken spices. All for only 450 Ghana cedis. Midofopa, sweet value for you. Or go big with our Coco Bolobo package. That is 2 broilers, 2 layers, 2 crates of eggs, and chicken spices. Just for 800 Ghana cedis. A Coco Bolobo. More chicken, more joy. And for families and corporate bodies ready to feast, try our Odon Sada package. 3 broilers, 3 layers, 3 crates of eggs, plus spices for only 1,200 Ghana cedis. Order now, enjoy more. And the best part is, corporate orders come with free delivery. Terms and conditions apply. Call us now. 0558 376127 or 0241 674268 or 020-331-5557. This Christmas, choose Cattle's Agri Limited. Cattle's Agri Limited. Freshness you can trust.
Of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy manful. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so buying, a man is swing, and a sans of Mama Hotel so a will bedroom.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Oh, Jose, and I made the SMS. Can any pan, Nasana, Michiana, what me? A drain I didn't know. Kingdom Garlic Bitters. No, more benefit. Me benefit wine. Also, what told dear? Abrewa, the smile, our brand. Mishuve, one antique crana wabre. No Kingdom Garlic Bitters and any capsules. Nanya, what ya brebia.
Kingdom Garlic Bitters and the capsules. Assembly, a devil when I'm when I say, send your name, wife, company one personal. Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules and tea. Say, see, and pass why
Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules. Emeni tieni asumdie befi abrebia. Obebia ode pua haw no. Edro baako pa wohia ne Tremendous Capsules. Tremendous Capsules esiesie wo ma wo ye obesima. Enro yi wo benya bi wo bebia yeton nro bia. Kingdom Herbal, no challenger.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa, dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Obey him later.
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go be the luckiest. Go be from Georgia, be luckiest. From Latveria, cause she be luckiest. And you go be lucky, luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame! Send your God the apple boom. If you're poor, what's that? So would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Ha! Even now, your shadow the way designer.
I use my own mouth to reject him. Oh, this is my mouth. Look at that.
Kwame, my son. Now, tell me the truth. How did this all happen?
Oh, mommy, a simple dilation. Mr. Good Luck no me way.
Yeah, man. Easy car. Or dial star 712 hash.
The devil is a liar.
He picked his ticket and entered his lucky 5-digit number.
I'm a baby.
Oh, how romantic.
And he followed the prompt. Yes. And then boom. Confirmation test.
One quick, pick 5 numbers for me, okay? I'm feeling like 7.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the
You see how they love you now?
Yo, do you have family payment? Before December, may release a motivational album. Patapa, my super.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Watch it, not learning. Missy, watch and learn. Makwaya besisia. Abozig. I can say no ya konati and the more drink woman. Hey, but I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Eji, Dabio, baby womb. Ready? Hey, baby womb. Ah, Eji. I'll cause some discomfort. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral?
Say a sorry insecticide GB at a user. Co pharmacy in a shop biamu. Na mum say a pharmacy supermarket and a shop ra. Na repedudu to a cotonwa. On for Royal Dutch and our Aerofield Trading. Effie spray with Daimwa.
Start your kids' day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
You're still watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Audu Moro. I'm here with Mr. Kojo Safapoku, who is a member of the MPP's communications team, but is also an energy expert, and also Clement Seydou Dapla, who Cletus, sorry, I don't know why I keep saying Clement. Well, one of my very good friends, he lives in Santor, he's called Clement. Maybe that explains why instead of Cletus, I say Clement. But anyway, Cletus Seydou Dapla is MP for Jirapa. And also, he is a deputy ranking member for the vice chair for the Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration Committee of Parliament. Now, Sidhu, there's a big brother of mine who's watching the show. Apparently, he's your father. He tells me that he's your father. He said I should say hello to you. It's called Alhaji Alhassan.
Okay.
He has some small office around the Salam down area.
Yeah, that's my uncle.
Oh, okay, yeah. okay.
That's my.
He said
uncle.
I should say hello to you.
Yeah.
And that's you're making him proud.
Thank you, Uncle. I'm grateful.
Yeah. And that's what Kojo. He said I should tell you, Alhaji Alhassan. He said I should tell you that a year ago he met you in Kumasi during the campaign, and he told you that your party has lost the elections, and then you told him that never, and then you added that the MPP was done with all the northern constituencies and that you had won already, so no wahala. You recall?
I recall, but what does he want me to say? That's the bit I don't get. I'm campaigning. If I don't have the hope to win, why am I campaigning? This thing where people say, but I told you. I'm campaigning. I'm out campaigning.
To win.
Why I get up at 4 a.m. to follow the great man, Doctor, good morning. Let me greet Dr. Baumia before I forget. Let me greet Dr. Baumia before I forget. Doctor is finishing the Eastern region today, and hopefully he's doing the Krobo areas. And, I'm out campaigning. So, Doctor, please. We are campaigning to win. Then you meet me and tell me, don't worry, you've lost. And I'm like, okay, let me go home and sleep. No, of course I will tell you why I'm campaigning. Moro,
let me share a story with you about this failure of students that we are discussing.
No, he's not done.
He's not done.
Let me quickly.
So what is that? So what I was saying was that if you read what he said on the social studies, two things that for me prick my mind and like, you know what, I knew this thing we were going to get there. It says inability to write about government policies designed to improve citizen lives. If you see the disconnect of people in school today, right, trying to even understand government and who constitute government. Current affairs. Students in secondary school and tertiary are not interested in current affairs. I went to an allied health, and these were students that were graduating, and I asked the question who the health minister was at the time, and hardly anybody in that audience knew who the health minister was. There is a big problem with certain level. And in that stead, I put it duly on the doorstep of the teachers. I think that the teachers should do well to integrate certain education. Because if you call a kid who just came out of school today and he doesn't know to name 5 ministers, and they can't. A lot of young people today in universities cannot name 5 ministers. Now, the second one is failure to explain how costly, the weak discussion on forms of cooperation between Ghana and United Nations agencies. Clearly, again, current affairs, right? The disconnect. And that is what is feeding into, we don't care about what goes on in the country. And social studies is very key. And I think that lack of reading, lack of the teachers to incorporate these things. But to land, I think we should get the full report. It should be broken down into schools to know which schools perform badly. And by that, we are able to now drill down into the school and find out what went wrong in these schools, because there should be a very drill, deep dive investigation so that we don't get an occurrence of this year.
Let me read a few messages before Seydou, you do what I call the mopping up. And sorry about this, I'm singing a very, very bad code. But Nana Osapo, he's a special aide to Mr. Alan Kyerematen, who is the founder and leader of the...
I know Nana Osapo. He's a bit confused which party he belongs to, but yes, I know.
Nana Osapo is confused.
Of course. What party does he belong to? Don't say United Party, because that was just recent. Before that, he didn't know that he has a party or they have a party. So I know Nana very well.
But the man said, yes, I used to be MPP, but I'm not MPP. I'm now United.
So what party does
How difficult is that?
What party did he belong to?
He's now with UP.
Before that?
MPP.
No. How can he be MPP when he's following Allen? If you are following Allen, how can he be MPP and following Allen?
The minute you follow somebody
But Alan himself used to be MPP.
Yes, but I'm saying that when they left,
yes,
I'm saying that Nana Yao is my friend.
Yes.
When he left MPP,
yes,
he's confused what he belongs because he's not sure whether he's left MPP. Because I met him and said that we are going to vote.
Or you think he's
no, he told me that he's going to vote. And I'm like, what are you going to vote in? Because he still thinks he has membership in MPP. So he's a bit confused in where
vote for who? It's a presidential elections.
But he can't vote.
There were other candidates.
Why
can't he vote?
In this election, he cannot vote.
In the MPP elections?
Yes, in the primaries that we are going to have 31st January.
Yeah, but he hasn't said he wants to vote.
I'm saying he told me that he's going to vote. That's
in the internal elections,
yes.
MPP elections?
Yes, because he still thinks he's a member.
Oh, no, that would be very weird.
I'm just joking.
That would have been very strange. UP man is going to look for somewhere. Anyway, so at least he's not confused about how the statement is written.
That's fine.
So let me
read that one.
Okay.
Yes.
So he says, good morning, chaps. After carefully reviewing the recent news reports and the summary released by the West African Examination Council, it has become clear that we must take a broader nationalistic and generational look at educational and examination systems. But no matter how many reforms we introduce, very little will change unless we confront the issue we have ignored for far too long: discipline, attitude, and mindset. In recent years, whenever WAEC releases results, the national conversation tends to circle around the same factors: government responsibility, infrastructure, policy implementation, teaching and learning materials, etc. Okay. Yet these factors have existed for decades, even during the periods in the 90s and early 2000s when our performance was far stronger, until the human rights and child rights activists started talking and pushing for the removal and abolishment of corporal punishment in our educational systems. What changed? Question mark. Okay. While I may not be quoting scientific research, the impact of indiscipline, poor attitude, and the growing challenge of poor parenting or parental control is evident across all schools and communities. I strongly advocate that it is time for a national conversation on restoring discipline in our schools fairly, and within clearly defined guidelines. Whatever approach we choose must avoid excesses while reinforcing responsibility, respect, and self-control among our young people. As a Christian, allow me to share two scriptural reminders. One, Proverbs 13:24. Whoever spares the rod hates the child or children, but the one who loves their children is careful to discipline them. It is widely noted that Samuel Butler's poem, Hudibras, popularized the phrase, spare the rod and spoil the child. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. In conclusion, let me state that no one can talk about success without discipline, attitude, focus, control, and mindset. Let's work together to create a culture and generation of excellence in our schools. And it says, #Ghana Education, Parliament of Ghana, and so on. Now, Tafai Namreha says, good morning, Audu, and your guest. I'm highly impressed with this morning's discussion that you have. These are the kinds of conversations we must have, not what the Wesley Girls Forces, all of us, are talking about. Okay, right. So, this one here from Hassan, one of my favorite viewers of this show. I'm yet to meet him physically, but I like his perspective that he shares. It's called Hassan Saudobo. He says, Salaam alaikum, my brother. If the foundation of the building is weak, the building won't stand, but collapse. So please, let's see to the primary schools. All of us have to be blamed for the 2025 WASSCE results. But what do we expect when schools did not have textbooks in the past regime, and both parents and teachers were silent for the fear of attacks from the past regime? Past regime foot soldiers. Okay. Now, this one here says that okay, so Papa BCU says that my brother, Ahatangmang Senior High School headmistress was surprised to see a student a film in her final year couldn't even read or even scribble simple sentence, but was able to get aggregate 14 in BC to gain admission in her school. Question is, how come? The basic is very weak due to policies that are not in tune. The former Minister of Education, Edichum, says what? He has the boldness to say because of non-payment of teachers, the rot just too deep in our basic education for the past 8 years, and present Minister of Education has a lot to do in conjunction with GS. Overhauling the whole system from basic schools is the answer. Papa Bisu sends this. Now, Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm also sends this one. He says, Alhaji Hamza says, Assalamu alaikum and wa alaikum assalam. My brother, we should be truthful to ourselves in this country and speak the truth for once and stop beating about the bush. In my humble opinion, the double track system that was introduced by the NPP administration is the cause of all these problems we're having. Today, I will urge government as a matter of urgency to invest more in infrastructure development in our various schools and to do away with the double track system. It is a fact, double track has done more harm than good to our children. According to the PR of West Africa Examination Council, teachers do not have the opportunity this time around in exam malpractice because of the warning from the minister, meaning exam malpractices was a key factor in the past. McLean Desmond in Seshivi also says, apparently, we never seem to learn as a country. We always end up blaming both past and current governments. Trust me, we will be right here discussing these same issues again in the years ahead. At what point will the black man get things right, even just once, for the sake of our nation? He sends that message. Okay, there's quite a number of other messages.
But Moro, you see people talking about this double tracking. Is there double tracking in primary school?
I doubt.
Exactly. No. There's not double tracking.
No.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
so please do this for me just 2 minutes, because I
just want to say
just
that
2 minutes, yes.
we are discussing this issue because we haven't done well at the basis, which everybody should admit.
Yes.
Now, Moro, one of the fundamental problems that I think that GS should change their policy in the distribution or posting of teachers is that we should look at, for instance, if a trainee completes or you want to post a teacher to the Upper West region, post people from Upper West region to be in their region. It happens. Many countries, that is how they do it. You see, I say this because all the teachers that have always been posted from the south to the northern part of Ghana, they don't report. Or when they report and their salary comes, they take transfer and leave back to the south. So I'm saying that let's have a policy where students who complete training college or teachers that are hired from Northeast should be sent to Northeast. Teachers that are hired from Northern region should be sent to Northern region. Teachers that are hired and are from Koforidua should be sent to Eastern region. If we do this policy, I tell you, we'll be able to maintain them. You understand? Otherwise, we send them, they take transfer and leave back to towns. Everybody wants to be in town. That's number one.
Okay.
Number two, Moro, I had a friend who was a judge by name Divine from the Volta region. May his soul rest in peace. Divine, I visited Divine. He was a judge in Jirapa, and I was DC. Then I went to Divine House. I didn't see a television. Then I saw his children all reading newspapers, and there was a radio that was on. Everybody was listening to commentary, what was happening. Then I saw that his kids, they were all reading newspapers, and the newspapers were all over, were plenty on the table. Each of them were reading. So I said, what is happening? I said, I haven't seen television in your house. Why, should I buy you a television? He laughed. He said, no. He said, Honorable, my kids, I want my kids to learn. There's nothing on television for them to learn.
Yeah.
There's nothing. You know what? The wife was an illiterate, or she's an illiterate. But all his kids, they all had single numbers, aggregate 6 at BEC. And at senior high, they all got single numbers. Meanwhile, the wife was an illiterate. And he told me that. He said, you see, this television that you people allow your kids to sit and watch every program, do you know what they are, what are they learning from it? That's what he asked me. Yeah. So all his children, it was when his children, when they all entered, when they completed secondary school, that he bought television in his house. So he told me that, Honorable, we ought to look at the way we think we are pampering our children. We are not helping them. They will grow and will be hopeless in this country for all of us if we don't want to discipline them. That's what he told me.
Now there's no TV. Now there's the mobile phone.
You understand? Now, listen, Moro, when we were in secondary school, you know, we used to write letters. Even if you wanted something in the house, you have to write a letter to your father.
Yes.
So your father will even look at what you were writing, whether my child was doing well. Today, the child will send a message or make a phone call. They don't write letters again. You understand? I remember when we were in school, sometimes you you had to write letters to many of your friends and your relatives, pen pals, so that they too will write to you, so that you will be the one to receive many letters in the dining hall or in the assembly hall. It was so motivating. Moro, there was healthy competition in our schools. In the Upper West region, when we were in secondary school, but we knew those students who were very good in Nandon Sec, those who were very bright in Xavier, those who were very bright in Laura Sec, Wasec, all the schools around. So you knew them because there was competition, healthy competition. More even at the primary school, where I went to primary school, Teza Primary, there was healthy competition. There was a girl that I used to compete with in our school by name Gladys Bray. Gladys, wherever you are, you used to bully us. Gladys, no matter what you do, Gladys will beat you. So I will go and learn to come and beat Gladys. Then Gladys will still beat me, and I still will become second. So it was once I was able to beat her. You understand? Healthy competition. A smallest girl, and I was like, what is this girl doing to us in this class? You understand? Those days, and we had our juniors. One is in SEPS now by name Jocelyn Jula. Very bright. They were our juniors who were in P5, they were in P4. There was competition amongst them. So you, in each class, you know the brighter ones. You know those healthy competition, which we have to reintroduce. Like my brother off air, we were discussing, Moro, those days, if you wanted to go to a better secondary school, you prepared for it and you studied and learned to get the grade to get to that secondary school. Today, there is no competition. You understand? People who even get good grades sometimes, they are not placed in any better secondary school. Those who don't even do well, they get better schools to go. So where is the motivation? Why should I be learning? Why should I be learning? So we need to have a national conversation about this computer placement thing, all of that, where we think that every child, no matter the grade, should enter a better secondary school. We cannot be doing wholesale promotions. There should be competition. There should be competition in our schools.
I mean, I for one, I'm struggling to accept this policy where once you are done with JHS3, regardless of what grades you got, you have an automatic qualification to senior high. I still don't understand. I mean, Dr. Dichum has been trying to explain it, but I'm not sold on the reasons that he's given. The fact that some people are slow starters. So the person you have done poorly,
Dr.
by the time they get to SHS, I mean,
Loro, I said that. So I was telling my brother too. Moro, we shouldn't be copying wholesale policies from foreign countries. Look, our character, the character of the Ghanaian, the attitude of the Ghanaian is different from Western people. So when we go and copy these policies and dump on, look, if you are carving the laws, Moro, you should look at the character and attitude of people before you carve law. Rules are broken in our schools. Rules, discipline, dead in our schools. Why? Why so?
You see, the most important thing is that, look, this problem is here. You see, I just think that, look, that's why when people are sending those messages in regards to previous administration, we don't want to go into that. It doesn't. I don't want to go there. Let's not go to previous administration. I think that there's a problem. It has reared its head, and it's a good opportunity for us to take an integral look at what has transpired, where we are going. Because I keep saying that Ghana is not going to expire, right? We've had years of good results. There is a rearing head. The man started, the percentage of malpractice started from 0.08, right? Ended up at 10% at a point. It tells you that there is a very serious pandemic of malpractice in our exam space, because something that was as low as 0.08 got to as bad as 10%. And now, when people now are trying to say that, look, because the minister came very forcefully and said, look, if you do this, we are going. So there is a problem. Whether they are poor, whether all those things are a factor. Look, let's have a conversation as a nation. The minute me and my brother starts to delve into MPP, NDC, the conversation will be lost. And I hope nobody does it.
And Saidu, I don't know whether you have any information for us on this particular issue. You know, when the Mahama administration came to power, or came to government, it convened two key stakeholder meetings. One had to do with the economy and one had to do with education. You know, we are still waiting to read the report of what the committee of experts have recommended in terms of what education should look like and the kinds of materials we should be churning out in the next, in the future. You know, because for all you know, a lot of the things we're saying today have already been suggested or proposed by way of reforms to education policy. So we want to know that because we know it's been submitted to the president. So perhaps, hopefully Friday, these days, Fridays, the Minister of State in charge of government communications, the spokesperson for the president, Felix, is always here, unless, of course, he has a very tight schedule. But the default platform will be Good Morning Ghana on Fridays. So when he comes, perhaps we want to find out from him what's become of that report.
Yeah.
Because all of those things will inform where we are, in the scheme of things. But it's not a pretty good story. No. We've just discussed.
But where we are, where we want to get to, we need to look at it.
Yeah, but I've got some good news for you. I've got some good news. This one should be able to put a smile on your face. And, Christmas is around the corner.
Right.
And
persons
who...
It's a good news for me, and you're not giving me hamper.
But what I'm about to tell you
is a hamper.
It's actually even weightier and better than a hamper.
Okay, let's hear it. Okay.
Yes.
So,
ladies and gentlemen, Christmas just got even better with Katos Agri Limited, your trusted poultry supplier, proudly serving Accra, Kumasi, Cape Coast, and Takoradi. Now, Katos Agri Limited says this festive season, enjoy more value, more freshness, and more goodness with your amazing Christmas package, okay, for your staff from us. Now we have neatly dressed and neatly packaged broilers and layers, fresh eggs. Contact us on 055-8376-127. 055-8376-127. And you can also visit our website, www.katosagricom.com. And there's free delivery to your work premises. That's how much they care about you. They don't want you to expend any money on delivery. So once you buy, free delivery, okay, to your work premises. So those of us who want to deliver to our households, I've also got some fantastic news for you, okay? And you can only get this from Katos Agri Limited. Now, first, grab the Medofopa package. Now, Medofopa package is going for only 450 cedis. Very cheap. Okay, and I'll tell you what is in there. You get one broiler, one layer, 2 crates of eggs, plus delicious chicken spices that will complete that holiday flavor. Or the Akoko Bolobolo. Okay, Akoko Bolobolo package. It's only 800 cedis. That one, you get 2 Bolobolo. Okay, so that one, you get 2 layers, 2 broilers.
Akoko Bolobo. No, that's my nephew's thing you are reading, right?
Oh. So you already have the news.
I'm reading it as
you have the news. You have the good news.
I have the good news.
You have the news that guys are talking about.
Yes, I've heard it.
But you didn't share the news with me.
Remember Santo? Have you heard the news? Have you heard Santo? You know Santo said.
Yes.
Santo, Judas, have you heard the news of Akoko Bolobo.
Oh, Akoko Bolobo. Oh, yes, like Obolobo.
Bolobo, yes.
Akoko
Kesi, yes.
So Akoko Bolobo.
Yes.
Thanks for that correction.
That's it.
Akoko Bolobo package. That's good for 800 Ghana cedis. So with that one, you get 2 layers, 2 broilers, 2 crates of eggs, and of course, chicken spices. Unbelievable. Chicken spices. Anyway, to complete that holiday flavor. So that's it for you. And that would be good that would be a perfect Christmas feast. So for more, please get to Odo Nsada package. Odo Nsada package. Only at 1,200 cedis. Okay, for that, you get 3 layers, 3 broilers, 3 crates of eggs, and tasty spices. It's plenty for the whole family. So what are you waiting for? Please don't wait. Don't wait. Place your Christmas order now and dial *899*22# or call these numbers. Please pick a pen and paper. Let me give you the number. This is the magic number. The magic numbers. 055-8376-127. 055-8376-127. Or 0241-674268. 0241674 or 0203 315 577. 0203 315 557. Cartus Agri Limited. Freshness, quality, and value delivered this Christmas. So on this Cartus Agri Limited note, I want to thank my guests, my esteemed guests for joining us this morning.
Are you ending the show?
Yes, our time is up.
Oh, really?
Yes, our time is up.
The other topic.
I know. I wanted, but look, education is everything. We're here because of education. So, as for the other issues, we can always talk about them some other time. I mean, for instance, the electoral commission issues have come up with the.
So why would the judge Pandai release? Why would he release it?
Oh, well, he says we should give him time.
Give him time.
So Kojo Poku Safwa is not.
How is Dr. Baumia?
He's an energy expert and a member of the MP's communications team, and also Cletus Seydou Dapla is MP for Jerapa, and also Vice Chair, Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration. Big man, have a good day. Assalamu alaikum.
If God is for us, who can be against us?